So a couple days ago, I uploaded a video about the whole Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. Just a mixed review. This is kind of a part 2, but you don't need to watch the first one because I'm gonna be using the same points and overall just going a lot more in depth about the situation. The last thing I feel the need to clarify, this might be surprising, but I'm 16 years old, I'm in high school, I don't like professionally listen to music. Even if you disagree and you think my points are completely whack and you want to leave a comment about it, that would probably make my day, because above all else, I'm just a hip-hop fan. And I'm like pretty sure most people who are watching a video about Kendrick Lamar and Drake are like hip-hop fans. Could be wrong. But I hope you enjoy this video because I put a lot of work into it. And yeah, I'll stop talking this. I want to start off by asking, what is winning to you? What does winning a rap beef look like to you? Do you think it's just whoever made the better song, whoever had the most streams, who did the most damage to their opponent, or whoever won in the public eye? I know it's very ironic I'm defending Drake with this point, but numbers really don't mean a lot in a rap beef. To kind of rephrase that, I would say that they do, but they don't really add too much more evidence. Having a song with bigger streams doesn't make it more credible. For example, Not Like Us, what we all knew was coming, one of the biggest songs of the year.
Also, we'll just say, Drake, why would you sue over a diss track?
And it definitely did damage Drake's reputation, but it didn't add any more evidence to the case. And before I give each artist their due credit, I just want to talk about one thing. If every single thing K-Dot and Drake said about each other was true, then one of them would be in jail, if not both of them. I made a list of all the major points Drake and Kendrick use against each other. As you can see, a majority of it is not confirmed. When researching the unconfirmed topics, it was either just word of mouth or it just didn't even exist. And I bring this up just to say, no matter which way you want to spin it, you could make the argument that one did more than the other, but whether they were deliberately lying or ill-informed, you can't really say. Both rappers, for a fact, have gotten some things wrong. And as time goes on, more will definitely come out. I wanted to bring this up because it actually goes hand in hand with the next point. If you consider getting the public to side with you as winning a rap beef, then I will say Kendrick definitely won. Actual beef was going on, dude. I was a day one Drake hater because he beefed with Kanye and X, and those were like my two favorite rappers. And I was rooting for Kendrick, and a lot of the things that Kendrick did really went over my head. And in the eye of the public, dude, just really ask yourself if Drake really had a fair shot. I swear, if Kendrick Lamar dropped The Heart Part 6, people would say it's like the song of the year or something. Right out the gate, the first words on Kendrick's real track to Drake, in his very first 16 bars, he calls Drake a pathological liar, which is actually a really good strategy, because most of the time, if you tell someone, oh, that guy's lying, and they heard it from you first, you're gonna think the other guy's lying. Like I said, this isn't to discredit Kendrick in the slightest. He definitely knew what he was doing. There's countless times where Kendrick tries to paint himself as the moral good, as well as mentioning the industry on every single one of his tracks, but not
expose information.
But the industry's cooked as I pick the carcass apart. Industry can hate me, fuck them all and they mama. Whoever that's fucking with them, fuck you niggas and fuck the industry too. I've been in this industry 12 years. I'ma tell y'all one little secret. There's some weird shit going on in some of these artists.
Not in a good way, to create a sense of otherness. Kendrick Lamar really made it easy to root for him. I don't think Kendrick is as preachy as some people like to say he is, but it was on full display on this battle. Because if you really look at a lot of these lyrics, it's really just like, this guy has skeletons in his closet. I'm not trying to underplay or overplay anything Kendrick said. I can't get sued. The last thing I want to say is Kendrick does a very good job of saying, if you like Drake, then you probably are doing every single bad thing he's doing. And like I said, you might have noticed I'm trying to keep a lot of just the straight allegations out of this, and that's because this isn't a hit piece. I'm only going with what I know. I can't wait for all the comments calling me biased. He also perfectly set up this little narrative by using the industry. If anyone who came to Drake's defense was just like an NPC, man, they don't really think for themselves like Kendrick fans. And I wanted to give a quick shout out to What's the Dirt. Yes, that What's the Dirt. He actually did make a pretty good point about this in his video.
Beef. Drake is someone that hates black women. I love all women. Drake is a deadbeat dad. I tuck my kids in with a prayer every night. Drake is a sadistic psychopath. I live a boring life that's all about love and peace. Drake is a habitual liar. I'm here to tell you guys the truth. Drake is a sick PDF file. I'm here to protect the children and women. A masterclass on how to validate the public. And he did this one extremely well. Outside of the fact that Kendrick brought forth every rumor and conspiracy theory in existence about Drake, but he also knew exactly what to say to the audience to validate their pre-existing belief. The Weinstein and Drake comparisons were actively going on within Kendrick's community long before this track dropped, but Kendrick understands the power of validating the public's beliefs. It gives people a chance to say, oh shit, like I've been saying that for years, and now Kendrick's saying it. I was right.
Biggest point, now why I think Drake won. Why do I think Drake won? Is because public opinion to me does not really matter that much. I think after Drake dropped The Heart Part 6 and Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, everyone was pretty much done with the beef, and I would have given Kendrick the W if not for one thing. But a couple months later, Kendrick Lamar dropped GNX, and I didn't really explain my problem with GNX in the first video, so I'm gonna just quickly try to do that here. On this album, Kendrick's still coming with the heat. The industry still hates him. He's still out to get everyone because they're all out to get him.
He was up against the industry in the battle and was here to expose information.
But the industry's cooked as I pick the carcass apart. Industry can hate me, fuck them all and they mama. Whoever that's fucking with them, fuck you niggas and fuck the industry too. I've been in this industry 12 years. I'ma tell y'all one little secret. There's some weird shit going on and some of these artists be here to police it.
In reality, Kendrick is the industry, and he's not exposing anything that hasn't been discussed for decades now, but It's all about putting numbers on the board. Like, he knows these things are gonna
A pretty good job of hiding this by featuring LA rappers, but think about the parts they got compared to like to me it just doesn't sound like he's motivated to keep pushing himself and he just wants to make some West Coast bangers. There's not a problem with that. The guy who was just talking about how much he hates the industry and how much the industry hates him. For lack of a better term, Kendrick has a lot more radio bait records, and if you don't think so, then you're just low-key kind of lying to yourself, because it's so much more obvious in here than in most of his other albums, where I still think he kind of puts on a mask, but it helps convey the story. Here he's just putting on a mask just to like rap and be cool. I don't have a problem with it, but if Drake dropped GNX, would it be getting all this like album of the year stuff? Absolutely not. Believe it or not, I actually love Kendrick. I love a lot of his songs. I think he's one of the most talented rappers. Because I loved his music so much, it just really makes me sad to see that he's kind of become the thing he swore to do. And the other big reason I wanted to make this video was because you can pretty much say anything about Drake nowadays and it's just gonna get treated as fact. This man cannot stop getting clowned on, and I guess he kind of did it to himself. And believe it or not, I'm actually not losing sleep on whether I think Drake thinks that Kendrick's diss track is mean or whatever. I also just want to quickly say that it's okay to like both artists. It's okay to like one more than the other if you think they lost the beef. And if you just heard me say that and you're like, well, no shit, then well, just tell that to everybody on the last video. You know, believe it or not, Kendrick Lamar, if he wants to say something about Drake, I think he'll say it. He doesn't need your help. I promise you, Kendrick Lamar will be okay if you see a TikTok video saying Drake is a good rapper and you don't reply, they not like it. At the end of the day, like I said, this is just my opinion. I never said it was anything more than my opinion. I like views, so I'm gonna give it like a wacky thumbnail, but like I said, I love both of these artists, so if you really love hip-hop, I really hope you can like see past that and don't think I'm just some like evil guy trying to tear down Kendrick and see me as just like a hip-hop fan or whatever, or Donald. I'm not your dad. Anyway, love you guys. Looking forward to seeing all the death threats in the comments. Goodbye, man.